What has been Graeme Smith's influence as a leader on the South African team?
You know, he was made captain at 23 or 22, very young age. He'd only played 6 or 7 test matches. And I must compliment the selectors under Omar Henry for having the vision to pick him at such a very early age. I think he's got today a lot more support by the cricket lover than he had before. From a batting point of view, he's been outstanding. He's averaging about 15 test cricket, and you know, that's terrific. Very few openers, you know, would have achieved in the history of the game a batting average of 15 test cricket. So he's done very, very well.
Who do you see as the future leader of the South African team?
Well, I'm going to be controversial. I'm going to suggest Johan Botha. I've never met him, never had a discussion with him about the game of cricket. I've watched him on television. Tactically, I like what he's doing. I think he's got the command of the players in a one-day game, and I like his bowling. I think he will become a regular, ultimately, not only in a limited overs team, but also in test match team. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's given that opportunity.
Now, over the years, do you feel that South African cricket has perhaps underachieved just a little bit?
Where we've failed since our readmission has been in the World Cup. People have said we choke under pressure. I don't think so. I think in a one-day final or in a tough one-day match, sometimes you need a little bit of luck to get you through past the finishing post. And I think particularly of the '99 World Cup semi-final in Birmingham, where we tied with Australia. We tied. They didn't beat us. We didn't beat them. But they got through to the final on a technicality. So I think sometimes a little bit of luck is needed to get you through the finishing post.
And how would you rate South Africa's chances at the next World Cup?
Not going to be easy because of the subcontinent. I think a lot will be determined by our spin bowlers. I think Johan Botha in particular, how he fares in the subcontinent. Our batting side is very, very strong. But having said that, I think there's some wonderful one-day teams in world cricket today. I think Sri Lanka need to be watched very, very carefully. I think they are a formidable one-day team. The India team under MS Dhoni now is a wonderful, wonderful team. And if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I think we'd have to beat Sri Lanka and India if we had to have a realistic hope of winning the World Cup.
What has cricket achieved in South Africa as a social phenomenon?
Very, very important. The architect of this philosophy, this vision to use sport in South Africa to bring white and black people together could only be Nelson Mandela. And he had this vision in the 90s. He was so smart about it, astute about it, in ensuring that, you know, the whole process of reconciliation must be forthcoming if we want to produce a healthy, stable and vibrant South Africa, which will be achieved in the years to come. And it came through Nelson Mandela, and there can be no question, wherever you go in this country, sport is so important to bring white and black South Africans together.
Now, what kind of competition does cricket face from some of the other big sports in South Africa?
Rugby and soccer are very strong, very powerful. Soccer particularly amongst the black African community, rugby particularly amongst the Afrikaner community. Cricket has a broad appeal amongst all the different peoples of this country. I think to the credit of the game, market research every year shows that cricket has very good appeal, strong appeal amongst all the different peoples of the country. So I think that's heartwarming, although we won't have the numbers that support us like soccer and rugby. What we do have, we have broad appeal amongst all the different groups, peoples in this country.
Now, do you feel that cricket has made enough inroads in the black communities of South Africa?
In the 90s, development, taking cricket to the disadvantaged areas of this country, it was a buzzword. It was in the papers all the day. The sponsors came to the table. There was a wonderful vibe. There was a commitment, almost a crusade by wonderful people, black and white South Africans around this country, driving this project, taking it to the disadvantaged areas, doing their little bit to rectify the imbalances of the past. Today we don't, and I don't see that same vibe. Is it because we're playing international cricket on a regular basis? Is it because we have so much sport on television? I do not know. But I sense that we in this country do not have that same determination, that commitment, that passion to go out and unearth more Mackay-Tinis. And they must be around, and I'm sure they are around.
Now, the next World Cup is a 10-team affair. Do you think that does perhaps, though, do a disservice to some of the smaller cricketing nations?
The problem with cricket, and it has always been, is that although the numbers playing and supporting cricket are big, and that's because of the subcontinent. You know, India, 1.2 billion people, they're mad about the game of cricket. So the numbers are big, but the number of countries playing at a high level are small. You only have about 7 or 8 countries. And I think that's one of the problems facing world cricket, that these same teams are playing them too frequently. I think the public might get tired of this. Whereas you take a game like soccer, you have a World Cup, you have 32 teams coming to a World Cup, and all of them are play at a very high standard. So that is a challenge for world cricket, to spread the game into more countries outside the existing 7, 8 test-playing countries.
And finally, what do you think the future of cricket holds?
I'm worried 10 years down the road about the future of Test cricket, notwithstanding the fact that we've had an Ashes series in Australia that has huge support. We'll probably have a very good series in South Africa, India, South Africa. Notwithstanding this, in 10 years' time, I'm concerned. I think the advance...
in 10 years' time?
Yeah. I think the advent of 2020 cricket has had benefits, but it's also caused problems. And I'm not so sure in 10 years' time that the man in the street will be desirous or willing or able to go watch 5 days of cricket when he can go at the end of the day's work and watch a few hours cricket, get top-class, exciting entertainment, and go home fulfilled that he's seen some wonderful entertainment.